We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky.
And once again, my video has been sabotaged. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna have to edit all of this now.
No, leave Rick in.
Used to I could do this unedited, but because of Matt Malin, I have to edit every video I make now. Okay, so
We need to start a petition. Let
I want
Rick
to I want to quickly
'Cause
discuss.
he's never gonna give you
Yeah,
love.
I'm never going to give you an A either.
I'm not-
All right, so your two biggest projects for this semester is your perspectives project, which has two parts to it. You're still working on part A. Now would be a good time to start thinking through part B. Okay, so part B is the presentation of your prospectus. Okay, so the prospectus project part A is the full. Here's all the questions we had to answer. Here's everything, all the stuff that you're doing now. The prospectus part B is the nice presentation. So you'll see a lot of planters when they're getting ready. They'll have I brought one in class. I have a whole Google folder, Google Drive folder shared of sample ones for you to look at. So that is shared. Go to your shared with me in your Google Drive, and you'll see it. I think it is. I think it is called. Yes, it's called sample prospecti. I don't know if it's prospectuses or prospecti. So I'm going with prospecti. So sample prospecti, and I'm opening up for all the online folks to see. So in here, you've got several samples, some that I found online, some from some of the churches that we've interviewed. Revo Churches is on here, Restore Church from Wilkes-Barre, they're on here. Redemption Hill, that was John Chastain, the video from this week about establishing community development. So I've got simple prospectuses from different places, and feel free if you find some to add them as well. It's just to give you an idea of what a prospectus looks like. And so basically it's a kind of a nice put together, nice looking detail of here is the gist, here's where we're going, here's why we're going there, here's how we're going to get there, here is the need in the city, here's our team, here is what we'll need financially, all those type of things you kind of put together in a little package. So for you guys, since this is mostly an online class in a lot of ways, you don't have to make like a printed thing and do a PDF and have it printed, though you could do that. What I'm really looking for is you to do something like Google Slides or Prezi. You do something like that. I think I listed a few. I think something like a Keynote slide type thing would probably be the easiest for this to put together, just because each of those slides, if you were to print those, would become a page of the brochure type thing. So a lot of perspectives look like these mini brochures in some ways. So start thinking through what that's going to look like. I want you to kind of be creative with it. Since you guys are kind of the lead team members, I want you to kind of start working through delegating what this is going to look like. So you'll notice that from here on out, the questions in the bigger prospectus are going to start getting slimmer. There won't be quite as many questions each week, because I want to give you some of the space to work on this project. Okay. So this past week had like 9 or 10 questions. From here on out, from next week's going forward, it'll be a lot lighter as far as part A. Probably 9 instead of 10.
You want like a PowerPoint presentation?
PowerPoint would be fine.
Could we do like a music video?
You can. I don't want the music video to be the only thing though, but you could make a video. Actually, if you wanted to, if you had someone who was really video savvy and could do some editing, and you could put up, you on video screen and have them put up, some type of,
the delayed logo coming in.
Your logo flies in on the side, yes. So it needs to have your church logo that you guys put together on there. Consider making an infographic that kind of shares the percentage of lostness in your city, all those demographic numbers you did, all that stuff you will use in this prospectus. 78% of people are not connected with the church here in Chapel Hill.
100% of people are alive.
Derek needs coffee and breakfast.
Yes.
He's starting to scare me. So that is part B in your syllabus. So be sure to Says something. This is what you'll use to get Grandma and her quilting small group to support you $1,000 a month when you go plant a church in New York City. That was in the syllabus. I try to have fun in the syllabus, as you can tell. Pictures. You want to do some pictures of your city. So get some good shots of Charleston, of where you're going. That's always good to have. Something kind of nice. If you look at Revo churches, they have a lot of good pictures of downtown Winston and different things in there. So check that out. Go ahead and start making some plans for that. Okay, so we'll start taking some of our class periods to kind of discuss how is Part B shaping up. So you'll notice your questions, and I may even try to help out in some of the questions in Part A that you go through. I may even have a question on there, or maybe almost like a point. Make sure you delegate a role for doing this. I try to help you guys out a little bit, but start thinking what that's going to look like. Check out the samples first, and then kind of see how you need to put together. So maybe someone is maybe two of you gather the content and summarize it, and because you don't want it long like your 20-page Part A is. You want highlights. That's why I like infographics for prospectus, because you can tell a whole lot about numbers and different things with a simple infographic. Okay, so there's a lot of infographic creation things you can find online. Do that. And so this is also, this is 20% of your grade, so this is a big chunk. So I want it to be good. The other thing too, as far as your group projects, it is mentioned in the syllabus that each team will have access to a Blackboard Collaborate room to meet live and work together at times they deem fit. There will be 3 required times for each team with the professor. Have any of y'all done that yet? Judging by that, look, no. Just basically have a live video thing through Collaborate that your team can work on stuff together instead of all just the typing. You probably haven't done it yet. I haven't gotten a request for a Blackboard room, so I'm assuming you haven't done it yet. So go ahead and schedule at least. You want to do at least 2 of those. I won't worry about the first one. Try to do 2 because you need to do one that discusses your project Part A. Actually, you're probably going to need 2 to discuss the Part B project. Where you can you'll be the moderator. You can pull up stuff on the Collaborate at your own time. This is outside of class time, so weekend, evening, or something like that. Find that time, meet together, and part of what we'll do is the week that you do it, we'll have like some shorter class periods, so you can have a little bit of time to do that. So you start thinking through that. Lastly, and then go ahead and pick a date. Schedule 2 days before the project is due, which is December 7th. Both project Part A and Part B are due. So go ahead now, schedule 2 of those dates with your team and get those nailed down. And they don't have to be super long. They can be 30, 45 minutes, kind of looking at the project. You may want to do one fairly soon to discuss some things, and then you may want to do one probably the week before everything is due. Right after Thanksgiving break, basically. You probably want to have another one to see how things are shaping up. And that way you can actually, Maddie, if you guys do make a PowerPoint, you can pull the PowerPoint slide up there on the Collaborate, and everyone is looking at it visually, and you can actually make edits on the fly and say, oh, let's not make that background blue, let's make it yellow, whatever. So that's the thing that would be good to use that for. So you've got a little over a month, right at a month to finish up everything. So I want to make sure you guys plan this next month pretty wisely. The last thing I wanted to go over is your independent presentation. This is kind of like the substitute for your research paper, basically. So instead of having a 10-page research paper for you to do, you have a 10-minute teaching video. So it's listed as independent presentation in the syllabus. It's 10% of your grade, and basically you're going to take one of the topics from this past semester, whether it's looking at the various church planting models and approaches, house church versus big launch versus mission community, whatever. Or you want to look at leadership, how to develop elders and deacons. I did a paper on that. I think I shared. I did a paper on leadership structures in a church of missional communities because it looks very different. You can do something like that. You could research how to establish a children's ministry in a mobile church plant. All right. They're all kind of topics. I want you to pick one that really, really interests you, one that you would just like to research a little bit more. You will do some research on it. You have to use at least 4 books. Okay. So the library, before we launched this minor, I sent a list of 20 books to the library. They said I could do up to about 20. They did 20 new books that are in the library that are related to things in church planting, disciple making, contextualization, all those things. So there are some new church planting books in there, And maybe in a couple of weeks we'll go down to the library and kind of show you where that section is, highlight a few books, and I've got a good number on my shelf as well that you can borrow and use for this. So don't think, oh, I have to go buy all these and whatnot. No, there's plenty of stuff. You only have to use 4 books, so your other 6 sources can be videos, blog posts, that sort of thing, websites. There's a bukus of stuff online. So go ahead and start thinking of what topic you want to start doing. It'll be due December 7th as well. And in the very last class period, we're actually going to watch those together. And so we'll have, we probably won't be able to get through all of them in one class period, but that is something that we will watch together. So you'll record it. If you need help recording it, I can help you with that. So we can do all that. So just wanted you to think through kind of planning ahead. Any questions as far as finishing up the prospectus, Part A and Part B, doing a video thing with your group, and independent presentation? Derek, you look like a sad kid that got put in the back of the room for misbehaving.
I feel like that right now. Just thinking about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the.
I had to check out because otherwise I would go into a panic attack.
Okay, so here's the thing though, guys. I am slimming down your Part A, your prospectus Part A, so your class periods. Now that we kind of got this done, for here on out, all your Thursdays are going to be designated for you guys to do either of these projects, either your group presentation stuff or your independent video. Yes, and there is one week that I think next week may be our last. Yeah, next week is the last week that we actually have a live speaker in class. And so the rest of both Tuesday and Thursday we'll be able to use for your homework. Does that make sense? So next week, my own professor at Southeastern, who was a church planner in New England for years, he's with NAM. He heads the PhD program, the track that I'm in, North American Missiology. He's going to be Skyping in live with us next week. And then the others are recorded. So your textbook, Exponential, written by Dave and John Ferguson. Cool news is I have a Skype meeting with him next week. I actually get to Skype the guy of the textbook who also is the president and founder of the Exponential Church Planning Conference, if you're familiar with that. So that's actually really cool that we got a guy like him kind of speaking into the class. So he's going to be talking about reproducing networks and movements. So that'll be the last week. But yeah, we'll talk about those too. But he and I have a recording next week, which I'm really excited about. So, okay, so there's not any questions, and you're all just satisfactorily overwhelmed.
Yeah.